is risk management. Risk is the effect of uncertainty on objectives. Risk management is one of the key components of an organization's overall governance framework. Managing risk assists organizations in setting strategy, achieving objectives, and making informed decisions. Taking risks is fundamental to an organization making profits and a non-for-profit delivering on its strategy. Innovation is risk. Growth is risk. And avoidance of risk poses a threat to the future of the organization. So doing nothing is probably the greatest risk in a dynamic external environment. Management needs to consider the risk of not taking a risk or not making a decision. Recognizing and managing risk is a crucial part of the role of the board and management. Oversight of risk management is the responsibility of the board. They should review and approve the risk management policies and framework on a regular basis. In this way, the board decides on the nature and extent of the risks it is prepared to take in order to meet its objectives. Management is responsible for developing and implementing the risk management framework and its internal controls. The approach to risk will vary across organizations, but a risk management framework should document risk tolerance, the levels of risk-taking that are acceptable in order to achieve a specific objective or manage a category of risk. Risk appetite, the level of risk the organization is willing to assume, ensuring that the board, management, and staff all understand the scope for risk when making decisions, and the type of risks that the organization is attempting to avoid, mitigate, transfer, or accept. There are different types of risk: strategic risk, operational risk, emerging and people risk, and compliance risk. Common tools used in the identification and management of risks include the risk management process, risk management policies and procedures, risk and control self-assessment, risk matrix, scenario planning, and loss event database. The risk management process is iterative, which means that it is a process of monitoring, reviewing, and focusing on continuous improvement. Developing a risk culture means creating a workplace where staff has the confidence to ask questions and to challenge assumptions about the way that business is conducted. Our vision is to champion whole-of-organization governance and risk management through education, advocacy, and engagement with members and the broader community. Contact us to find out more about Governance Institute and the benefits of membership. Governance Institute, strengthening society through governance excellence.
Assalamualaikum and good morning to all our guests and panelists. It was a pleasure to discuss and debate about risk management. As we all know, risk management is important to an organization for them to assess, identify, and manage risk or any potential threat that could harm the organization's objective. Besides, there are so many opinions on how the organization could detect and prevent any risk that could occur. Thus, today, a panelist that can share the information between us was invited. That's Prof. Mohamad Afiq from University of Texas Austin. Next, Ms. AISHAH from University Kebangsaan Malaysia, and lastly, Ms. IZZAH from Technodex Berhad. This panel are invited to give us a better understanding of the risk management group. So, first and foremost, I would like to invite Prof. Mohamad Afiq to elaborate a little bit on what is actually risk management and what is the relationship between the risk management group. So, Prof. Mohamad Afiq, can we start?
Okay, first of all, I would like to thank the chairperson for this today's forum sessions. Okay, as for the first questions, what is exactly risk management? Risk management is actually a systematic process of assessing, identifying, and also mitigating threats or uncertainties that could affect or harm the organizations. In other words, it allows the organizations to identify potential threats and also to take steps to eliminate them or to reduce the likelihood of the threats to occur. But if they do occur, the risk management functions is to ensure that the negative consequences are minimal. Okay, as for the next question is, what is the relationship between risk management and also risk management group? Okay, basically, risk management is the overall process on identifying risk, but a risk management group is a group within an organization that are specifically tasked in the risk management activities. Okay, lastly, for your information, risk management groups plays a crucial part in an organization as they are the one who will directly involve in handling the risk, and they also will develop strategies to reduce or to eliminate it. But as for the roles and also responsibilities, I will not detail it, as maybe other panels will discuss more on the reasons why risk management is important and the other benefits of the risk management group. So I think that's will answer the chairperson question.
That's a clear information and very helpful information from Afiq. Afiq has explained to us the relation between risk management and the risk management group within an organization. It sounds like risk management group play a crucial role in organization. So thank you for that comprehensive information from Afiq. Now we move on to the other aspect of risk management with our next panelist. I would like to invite Ms. AISHAH to describe who is responsible in the risk management group and what are their respective roles. So, Ms. AISHAH.
First of all, thank you for the question, Mr. Chairman. There are few people that are involved and responsible in the risk management group, and there are Chief Risk Officer, Risk Manager, Internal Auditor, Line Manager, and also Functional Manager. Their roles are typical, responsible for identifying, assessing, and mitigating risk within the organization. The specific responsibilities can vary depending on the size and the structure of the organization. Chief Risk Officer are collaborations with other managers to establish and develop effective risk management by providing leadership and strategic direction in the risk management practice. The role of risk manager is evaluate the use of practical use and cost-effective opportunity to strike a balance between a business insurance and the retention programs. They are central to the decision making within the project. Other than that, internal auditor assess the risk management program, particularly in relation to the regulatory compliance, and provide senior management with the assurance that the risks are being acknowledged. While line managers are involved in day-to-day operations, well positioned to proactively identify potential risks within their designated areas. Other than that, financial managers oversee specific business functions such as finance, marketing, operations, and also human resource. From a single expert to a large team of risk managers, their roles enable an organization to prevent issues from arising, minimize the impact, and also taking advantage of the potential opportunities.
Thank you for explaining the various roles within the risk management group. It's clear that the Chief Risk Officer, CRO, risk managers, internal auditors, line managers, and functional managers play crucial parts in identifying, assessing, and mitigating risk within an organization, as mentioned by Ms. AISHAH. Thus, their collective effort ensure that potential risks are managed effectively. Also, ensure the organization remains compliant with the regulation, and strategic decisions are made with a comprehensive understanding of potential threats. So, thank you to Mr. AISHAH. Now let's see how risk management is processed. I think Prof. Afiq would you like to explain more on what are the steps in the risk management process? Can you explain it?
Yes, of course. Yeah, of course, for the chairperson, I can answer the questions. But before that, the risk management group itself must develop a proper plan, or what we call it as a process to improve their performance, and also to ensure that they are aligned with the organization objective. Basically, there are four process or the proper plans to identify the risk, which is the first one is to the risk management group need to identify risk, but the most effective risk identification method is to focus on the root cause. They also can look at the previous report on the risk that has been occurred, or they can also brainstorming with the other departments with all the potential issues or risks that may arise. The second one is to assess the risk. They need to assess by analyzing and also prioritize which risks that need to be addressed first. And the third one is to risk management group must develop and also implement a risk mitigation strategies, which is they can create an internal control plan with TARA or SARA, which is share avoid, reduce, and also maybe they can accept the risk. And the last one is to monitor the risk and plan that has been applied, which is keep track, review, and also have a recovery plan in case if there is something goes wrong. Let me give an example. The situation happens when there is a data security breach in an organization. So, how can the organizations or the company deal with this kind of situations, and what is their strategy? So, according to my previous lesson just now, which is about the 4 steps, we can implement the 4 steps in this situation, which is the first one, the company needs to identify the root cause, which is whether the data breaches is coming from the hackers, which is the external party that want to steal the client information, or the internal employees itself that are accidentally exposing the data. Then they need to analyze the likelihood and also the impact of the risk, which is whether the data breach may impact the firm's reputations and cause financial loss. The next one is they need to mitigate the risk, which is they need to come up with a plan or strategy. Therefore, they need to install a firewalls or anti-malware software, including having a recovery plan or a second plan. And lastly, they need to continuously monitor the software, update it, and do regular audits to ensure that there is no incidents. So I hope that these 4 steps answer the chairperson's questions.
Thank you, Prof. Afiq, for outlining the crucial step in developing an effective risk management plan. From the Prof. Afiq's explanation, we can understand that the systematic method not only addresses immediate threats but also fortifies the organization against future risks. So now let's dive deeper into the responsibility of risk management group for an organization. Let's now hear from our last panelist, Ms. IZZAH.
Thank you, Chairperson. In my organization, the risk management group is primarily responsible for identifying and assessing risks that could impact our financial health by identifying potential risks across various areas like strategic, operational, financial, and compliance. For example, we assess risks related to business strategy and market position. This includes evaluating competitive threats, market threats, and strategic decision. We use tools like SWOT, strength, weakness, opportunities and threat analysis, and scenario planning to identify and qualify these risks. Also, other than that, we also focus on risks that impact the financial stability of our clients, such as credit risk, liquidity risk, and market risk. We use financial modeling, stress testing, and sensitivity analysis to understand and mitigate this risk. As for the compliance and regulation, we ensure that our company adheres to all relevant regulation and industry standards. This involves creating and enforcing risk management policies, conducting regular audits, and training staff on risk awareness. We also develop a crisis management and business continuity plans to respond effectively to any risk event, such as prompting the immediate assembly of the incident responding to isolate affected system and begin a forensic investigation. Clear communication is maintained with stakeholders and the media with legal and regulatory compliance. And lastly, staying proactive in risk management involves actively identifying, assessing, and mitigating potential risks before they escalate into crisis. This requires continuous engagement with all levels of the organization, from frontline employees to senior management, fostering a culture of risk awareness and accountability. Collaboration is key, as different departments bring unique insight into various risk areas. By involving stakeholders across the organization in a risk discussion, organization can leverage collective expertise to develop comprehensive risk mitigation strategies, enhance decision-making processes, and strengthen overall resilience against unforeseen challenges.
Thank you, Ms. Ita, for that comprehensive overview of your organization's risk management practice. Indirectly, you have explained about the responsibility of the risk management group. Your explanation clearly illustrates the critical role risk management group plays in safeguarding the financial health and stability of your organization. Now, we're already at the end of the forum. So before we end our forum, I would like to thank to all our panelists for your insightful contribution to today's discussion on risk management, from defining the fundamental to exploring the roles within risk management group, developing strategic plans, and explaining real-world examples. We have gained valuable insight into how risk management impact organizations across various industries. As we conclude today's forum, let's remember the importance of fostering a risk-aware culture within our organizations, integrating risk management into our core value, and promoting open communication about risk at all levels. By doing so, we can empower our teams to anticipate, manage, and adapt to risks that can ultimately drive sustainable success and resilience. So, thank you once again to our panelists and attendees for your participation and valuable insight. So that's all for today's discussion. Hope we meet again in the future. So Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you.